Doctor, do you hear any wine in
I think so, but we gotta get it out stat.
there? Today we're making Dr. Pepper wine.
Now come on, Nishat, and let me teach you something. So the reason we're going Dr. Pepper wine today is my brother Luke actually came up with the suggestion. He texted me, have you ever tried making Dr. Pepper wine? I seen this guy on TikTok and I'm curious what it would taste like. In which I have seen that guy. Here's a link to his video. But I'm also been curious of what it tastes like personally. If he just put on that it tastes exactly like Dr. Pepper, just a little alcoholic, or did it have some funk to it that changed in the process of making the alcohol? So we wanted to try it for ourselves. So what we're going to be doing is decarbonating this. We're going to open and close it, shake it up, open and close it until it has no more carbonation left. We're going to make sure it's well oxygenated. And then we're going to put our 71B yeast in, as well as put some yeast hulls, because I'm not too sure how much nutrients is in here, our preservatives. So I want to give our yeast the best chance to make it through this Dr. Pepper. And instead of you seeing all that, we've already done it. We made Dr. Pepper wine. But if you really want to see the process and how to make it, I've also videotaped that. Here you go. Okay, first things first, we want to make sure we sanitize all our equipment. We want to make sure anything that is going to come in contact with our wine is clean and there's no pre-existing germs living on them. What I like to do when cleaning my bottles is I like to rinse out the bottles 3 times with hot water and then submerge them in the sanitizer for about 5 minutes or so. And we're going to need our siphon, so we're going to want to sanitize that too. While our sanitizer is going to do its thing, I'm going to start on the Dr. Pepper. I'm going to make sure to get all the carbonation out. The carbonation and any trapped gas can stress out our yeast. So what I'm doing is just repeatedly shaking it and opening it until it's completely flat. Now I'm going to get a reading on how much sugar is in a Dr. Pepper and how much potential ABV there will be. It looks like it's reading at 0.040, which comes around about 5% alcohol. Now, I've already completed the Dr. Pepper wine, so I'm going to siphon it into a open pitcher. That way we can easily mix the sugar back into it to back sweeten it. But before we do, we're going to take a little taste test and a reading to see where this ended up at. 0.996. So our total ABV is 5.75%, which there will be additional alcohol made in the bottle carbonation process. So we're going to go ahead and round that up to a 6%. Now we're going ahead and put some sugar to back sweeten this. And since I already know the original gravity of Dr. Pepper, I could back sweeten this to the exact sweetness of a Dr. Pepper. If you don't have a hydrometer, just back sweeten to taste. And boys, it's exciting. It still tastes like a regular Dr. Pepper. A flat Dr. Pepper, but a regular Dr. Pepper. It tastes the exact same, but this has 5 to 6, or is going to have 5 to 6% alcohol. That's insane. Now to get our Dr. Pepper wine into bottles, I'm going to fill 4 glass bottles and 1 plastic bottle as our tester. Also, I'm going to put a few specks of yeast as insurance yeast into each bottle to make sure there's live yeast in each one, so as to make sure they all start to bottle carbonate. We will know when it's done when the plastic bottle feels as hard as a regular Dr. Pepper, and then we'll move on to pasteurizing. To pasteurize, you're going to need a big pot of water and something to keep the bottles off the bottom of the pot. Here I'm using my wife's air fryer attachment. I'm not too sure if she's happy about that, but it does do the job. It fits the pot perfectly. And then you're going to put your bottles in the pot and a tester bottle of water with a thermometer on the top so you know how hot the liquid inside the bottle is at all times. Make sure to fill your pot full of water up to the brim of where the wine sits in the bottle. Your target temperature is going to be 140 degrees. Once you hit that, turn down your stove just to let it simmer there. You want it to be 140 degrees for at least 15 minutes. After that, you know your yeast is completely killed off and it will no longer ferment or carbonate. Safety tip, let your bottles cool down slowly. Don't put them on any cold counters or surfaces or they can explode. Macy, you excited to try some Dr. Pepper wine?
I'm very curious.
Dr. Pepper is one of her favorite sodas. She's a Dr. Pepper gal.
Yes. I'm a Dr. Pepper girl. Yeah.
The big gal. This is our first time trying to bottle carbonate, and I'm really curious if this has much carbonation in it. Let's go ahead and see. Carbonated a little bit. You can see the bubbles. It's not as carbonated. You know, Dr. Pepper probably could have left it for a few more days.
Is there like a limit on how long you can leave it?
No, that's why we have to test the bottle to see. But for some reason, you're supposed to take 3 or 4 days, and this was over a week carbonating, and it still wasn't there yet. And I was getting a little too nervous because I have glass bottles waiting to be pasteurized. So I was like, well, let's just do it now. It's a little less carbonated. It's a little less carbonated. So, well, it surely does smell like the yeast. We did try this before we carbonated, and we were super excited because it smelled like Dr. Pepper, tasted like Dr. Pepper, just flat Dr. Pepper. So thinking all we have to do is fix it, it's carbonated. But to put the yeast back in to carbonate it, brought back like a bready note, which is a little
it just smells like sweet bread.
Yeah, like sweet bread. But I can't wait to taste the bubbles. I've been waiting for so long for the bubbles. There is carbonation. But this still tastes like Dr. Pepper.
So, I don't think it tastes like Dr. Pepper anymore.
But it does taste like sweet soda. We back sweeten this to the original sweetness of a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, it's definitely as sweet. Like, it just tastes like a flat soda.
I still get some semblance of a Dr. Pepper though.
Really? Because I was gonna say, I don't know if I'd be able to tell it was Dr. Pepper.
Some of the 23 spices of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. I don't know if...
It just...
I was just gonna say, I don't know if it's just because it's in a different glass or what we did to it.
Yeah.
But the coloring is different too.
It's not as dark. It's more like a caramel instead of black. Oh, it tastes real good. I do like how it tastes.
I'd be curious to see how it'll taste like when we let it age. Because you can let it age.
You can let it age, but it's not going to age too long.
Mm-hmm.
I did get some ice because who drinks their soda warm? 4 years ago. Pour some actual Dr. Pepper to see what the difference is. See, that's what carbonation sounds like.
Yeah. You told them the ABV yet?
In the cutaway I did. But it's around 5 or 6%. Says that. Yeah, that's carbonation. Oh, you want some Dr. Pepper?
Cleanse my palate.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely did lose something. I can't tell what note that is.
I really think it's just the carbonation.
Yeah, that's what it's lacking, just carbonation.
Yeah.
Oh.
There might be something it is like. I think what it is that it just tastes bready to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's throwing me off.
You know what I think is lacking? There's a bit of a citrus in the Dr. Pepper that the brightness isn't on theirs. That's very drinkable in the cold. You just think you're drinking a soda. You wouldn't even believe there's alcohol in it.
Yeah, it doesn't taste alcoholic.
No. Very sweet beer, pretty much. It's the same level of a beer. Higher than some beers, actually.
I do think it does have a funky taste that some of the, like, when the wines and the meads first start off.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe that's just because it's new.
But it didn't have that taste before it started bottle carbonating. It tasted exactly like a Dr. Pepper.
You think it would taste different in the glass versus the plastic bottle?
No, but where I think it would taste different is if we actually got a kegging system instead of bottle carbonated. So you can remove the yeast altogether and just put in your own clean CO2. It would have no aftertaste. But I'm not displeased with it.
I mean, it was fun.
Yeah, it is fun to try new things. If you have a suggestion of what soda you want to see turn into wine, or a close approximation of wine, leave it in the comments below. You ready to give it a rating? Now we're going to do 2 ratings. If it's tastes like Dr. Pepper 1 as you thought, like what Dr. Pepper tastes like, and how good is it? We'll do the how good is it first. I haven't even thought my number. Let me think. 3, 2, 1, 7.5. A 4.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty bad.
I don't think it's that good. Like,
It wouldn't be your alcohol choice.
I will not drink this anymore.
I will. I already drunk 2 bottles, which you probably see in the cutaway.
I think it was really fun to do, though.
But the reason I give it a 7.5 and not a 10 is I think it's good, but it's so cloyingly sweet. To get it back to the same sweetness level of Dr. Pepper, it's not the sweetness I like for my alcohol. Like, if I wanted something besides hard spirits, like a cocktail, I'm getting like a Moscow Mule or a mojito or something like that. Something refreshing. This is fun, but it's not my go-to. I feel like I would get a headache if I drank too much. Which, I haven't got a headache so far. I drank a whole bottle by myself. And I didn't get no headache. It just, I can feel it on the roof of my mouth. Yeah, like, I need water after.
Yeah. Like, I don't even want to drink anymore.
I'm going to drink the rest of this. And there you go. We made Dr. Pepper wine. It was fun to do. If you like something super sweet, like if you love drinking sodas, go ahead and try it. Try making Dr. Pepper wine. You'll probably enjoy it. I mean, I thought it was fun.
I thought it was really fun too. I think if we do it again, I want to do like either orange or strawberry Fanta. Or we could do the pineapple Fanta. That would be fun.
That would be
I know
fun.
you like the pineapple Fanta.
And if I really like pineapple crush, that's my favorite.
Oh, it's a crush.
Yeah. But
I couldn't remember what brand it was. I don't know if I've ever had that.
yeah, if you have any suggestions what we do next, leave it in the comments below. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
So what am I?
Doctor, do you hear any wine in there?
Doctor, do you hear any wine in there?
I think so, but we gotta get it out stat. I'll make that. It's fine. Hold on. I can make that.
Wait, real quick. Should we shut the
No.
door?
That's fine. In which I've seen that guy. Dog came sideways, they go in and out. Anyway, so I've seen that guy.
I think this is walking outside. Stubborn.
Stop. Shush. Okay. So, wait, my dog's pitter patter is gone. How do they walk like that?
Alex?
Actually, came up with the suggestion. He texted me. Waiting for you again. You're the one that says today we're